So we were told over and over again by the Republicans and conservative talk shows, oh my God, the memo. There's a memo in Congress that's going to tell you, it's going to blow the lid off this whole Russia-Trump thing. It's going to show it was always a Democratic plot. It was never true. It was a fraud. And there was hashtag release the memo. And once they released that memo, everything was going to be solved. Now, I guess good news for those guys because the memo is going to be released. Let me quote HuffPost here. President Donald Trump's Republican allies in Congress advanced their months-long assault on special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election on Monday, voting along partisan lines to release a classified memo slamming officials from the Justice Department and the Federal Bureau of Investigation who have investigated the Trump campaign's ties to Russia. Now, it should be noted that the memo is not from our intelligence officials. It is written by the Republicans. In fact, it's written by a guy who worked on the Trump transition team. So the Republicans wrote a memo saying they're right and the Democrats are wrong. Ooh. But here's where it gets funny. So first we're going to go to Sean Hannity and watch him hype this thing up.
Sean, this is bigger than anything anybody can imagine.
And when you say that this makes Watergate like stealing a Snickers bar from a drugstore.
Absolutely.
It's a scary night, but there's going to be a lot of news all week long. We are part of a small group of people.
Okay, that's awesome. It makes Watergate look like just stealing a Snickers bar. It's bigger than anything you could ever imagine. Well, how are they going to top that? They're going to top it with the height of absurdity, Sebastian Gorka. Here we go.
Now the evidence has been mounting and mounting and mounting, and one smoking gun after another. It's incontrovertible at this point.
It is, but it has to be put in the context of the history of our great nation. Remember, why was America created? It was created because of the usurpation of power, the capricious usurpation by a leader thousands of miles away. That's why America was created. It was about tea tax. It was about stationing troops on private property without permission. This is 100 times bigger. This is our government spying on political adversaries. This is federal law enforcement officials obstructing justice.
100 times bigger than the reason for the American Revolution. They are so insane, man. Absolutely insane. So now, let's go to the Republican congressmen who've actually seen the memo. So these are not Democrats, these are not liberals. Mark Sanford, that's the right-wing guy out of South Carolina, apparently got off the Appalachian Trail, and he has this to say.
The scale of FBI secret societies and Watergate, where does this memo sit?
I've said all along that, there's not the smoking gun that a lot of people believe that there might be. I think that there's very damaging information there that sets real alarm bells in terms of how we gather intelligence. And so I think that this is important. It's big enough that people ought to decide, they ought to see it and make their own, again.
But are you confident that the information that was used to write this memo, that this information is sound?
I know what I know, and to Dave Brad's point just a moment ago, I'm not on the Intel Committee either.
Oh, all of a sudden, now that it's going to be released, there's no smoking gun. It's just kind of our opinion, man. At one point, they admitted that Nunes, who wrote the memo, might not have even seen the intelligence. All right, so speaking of which, let's go to Representative Mark Walker. He's another Republican who's seen it. Let's see if he thinks there's a smoking gun. Let's find out.
If your audience or if somebody's believing that this is the end-all smoking gun, it isn't. Does it name names? Does it present some very intriguing facts, as I would share that makes you ask even more questions? But to make the case that this is the most shocking document in the history of mankind, I believe that's a little hyperbole.
All of a sudden, hyperbole. Now that the memo is actually going to be released, they're like, smoking gun. Did we say smoking gun? Did we say it's 100 times worse than what led to the American Revolution? Did we say it makes Watergate look like stealing a Snickers bar? Yeah, never mind. It's just like our opinion, man. Preposterous. Bunch of clowns. So now, in the memo, they talk about, oh my God, what is happening is that Rod Rosenstein, who's the Deputy Attorney General, authorized spying into Carter Page, who was on Trump's campaign team. How could they authorize this? This is unbelievable. Well, unless they have good reason to authorize it. In fact, the reason behind it was in the Democratic memo. That's okay. Now the Republicans, they campaigned on release the memo, so they have their memo, the Republican version, and then the same Intelligence Committee has the Democratic memo countering their BS. So I'm sure since they're in favor of transparency, they're going to release that memo too, right? Nope. At the same time, Republicans voted down a Democratic effort to release a memo authored by the Democratic staffers that they say combated some of the inaccuracies in the GOP memo. While members of Congress will be allowed to read the Democratic memo, the public will not. In other words, no, we don't want you to hear the other side. We're just doing this for propaganda. We're just going to give you the stuff we wrote and pretend it's true. Now, how about that Carter Page who was on the Trump campaign? Was there good reason to investigate him? Well, we go to law and crime here. The FBI had their eyes on Page, Carter Page, back in 2013 when they learned that a Russian spy was trying to recruit him. That alone should tell you something. Take that, plus the fact that Page took a trip to Russia in July of 2016 during the campaign when he was associated with Trump's campaign. There's your reason for surveillance. In 2013, nobody had any idea Donald Trump was going to run for president. It's not a plot to get Trump. Nobody had any idea how the 2016 election was going to shape up. They started tracking Carter Page because he was talking to a Russian spy. By the time he gets to July 2016 and he is engaged his contacts in Russia, they then get a warrant that a judge gives to track the guy because they're worried that he's working with the Russians. It's the most logical thing in the world. When Rod Rosenstein, who's part of the Trump administration, comes into play, at that point the warrant has already been issued and it has even been renewed, where a judge looked at it and said, yes, you should definitely investigate this guy, and then yes, you should continue to investigate him. Rosenstein comes in and goes, it would appear to be deeply political in favor of the Republicans if I stop this investigation and obstruct justice, so yes, I will submit the warrant one more time to the court. And then the court says, yes, keep investigating the guy, he's deeply suspect. So the Republicans writing this up as if, aha, we got Rosenstein, and hence we have to fire anyone investigating Donald Trump is preposterous. Total clown show. Now, Eric Swalwell, a Democratic congressman, explains why they're doing this in the first place.
They essentially have put out a book review on a book that Devin Nunes himself has not even read, but they say that the book is full of lies. That's the position that they're going to put the American people in.
Wait a second. Are you saying Devin Nunes hasn't even read this information himself?
He has not read the materials that he is commenting on in this memo. That was acknowledged yesterday.
That's unbelievable.
The guy worked on the Trump campaign and Trump transition. So he's the most biased guy in America. Oh, a Trump transition official who is a right-wing Republican has written a memo saying right-wing Republicans and Donald Trump are correct. And he didn't even read the intelligence. Oh, they are the worst of the worst, the clowns of the clowns. One more from Swalwell.
What in the memo itself would be scary to everyone if it's so obviously compromised? Won't you arguably then win this in the long run on the facts?
Well, it goes to great length without, it asserts inaccuracies to discredit Bob Mueller and his team. And so I'm afraid that they will have poisoned the well of public sentiment as Bob Mueller continues to do his work. And if he reaches further indictments, that the public sentiment will have been tainted because of a one-sided memo where the full picture is not seen. Again, I'm confident that if the full picture is seen, this memo will be seen as laughable. It will be embarrassing. But that's not the intent here. The intent here is to protect the president at the risk of torching the FBI building and the credibility they have to have.
That's always been the point with Republicans. Propaganda, propaganda, propaganda. It doesn't have to be true. You just have to go on Fox News and say it's 100 times worse than the American Revolution. Oh my God, you think the Fox News audience and the right-wing voters are gonna read the memo? You think they're gonna try to figure out what the intelligence is behind the memo? No, they're just gonna turn on Fox News and take their word for it. That's the whole point. They never had anything. It was just to put the propaganda and marketing out there so they could pretend there's bias in this investigation and then maybe use that to fire half the people in the FBI's leadership, which is the direction they appear to be going in. And this is just one of the tools to do that. That's why it's dangerous, although it is, by all accounts, including the Republicans you just heard from, no smoking gun and basically laughable. If you become a member of the Young Turks, you'll be saying,
you know, I'm like a smart person.
So do it right now, tytnetwork.com/join. Get the whole Young Turks show every day.